It's fun. All right. So, is everybody ready for this insanity?
Sure.
All right.
It is a candy.
So, the way that this works, oh, hang on.
When did you get to Liz's place? How did you get there that fast?
Now you're thinking portals.
The impartial gray dice of fate. So, first of all, hello to everyone watching the stream. This is RestlessRoots, and we just kind of play pretty much anything we want, but we also mix a lot of tabletop with video games, and we're actually designing our own tabletop game. But for today, we will be using Evil Hat Productions' Fate system as a framework for something a little crazy. I've done this structure before. It took about 90 minutes last time, so should be a pretty quick game. This is going to be on the same level of just absolute absurdity. So, the one shot, I'm calling it Omniwar, so that should give you an idea of what sort of character to make. And your character, I will tell you this, your characters will not know each other. They will not know what's going on any more than you do. So, you can come up with your own life and everything for the characters, but the way we're going to be doing the characters is with this deck of cards here. So, I want everyone to pull out one at a time. You just click and drag it out immediately. Pull out 7 cards.
And I gotta admit, I don't know.
Stop putting them in my hand.
I didn't mean to. Didn't realize your hand was there.
Also, I have both tea and alcohol, so this should be interesting.
I forgot you could put something in your hand, and so now half my cards are in my hand and half are on the table, and it's very weird.
Yeah. Wondering if I should disable hands. How do I do that?
I do not have an idea based off of the word Omniwar. Oh wait, yeah, of what type of character to create, unless it's an Overwatch reference.
No.
I think it just means battle.
Yeah. Infinite battle. Alright, everyone have 7 cards? Should be 5 left over in the deck.
I'm trying to put...
Yeah. I removed the hands.
Okay.
No. I'm trying to make it work.
Okay, it's...
Now I have no idea whose is whose with these. Oh, you stacked all yours together. Okay.
Yep.
So, okay, at this point, everybody should be familiar with Fate, right?
Sure.
For the most part, I know the basics and stuff.
Well, if you so just so you know, if you click on the tablet inside of Tabletop Simulator, it actually has the website pulled up with all the rules. But the general gist of it is you have character aspects, which you can use fate points. What was that? Which you can use fate points to invoke, or you can accept fate points to compel if they are negative. And everyone's going to start with 2 fate points. I think that's pretty good for a one-shot. Boop. 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 Alright.
That's the same as refresh?
Sort of. Refresh isn't going to matter. This is a one-shot. Refresh is for multiple sessions. Okay. So, in this one-shot, you're going to have a high concept, a trouble, one other aspect, and you're going to have 4 skills ranked 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, one of those skills is going to be an attack skill, which can be physical or mental. One of them is going to be a defense skill, which can be physical or mental. One will be a stress skill, which is like your HP. That will also be physical and mental. And there will be one additional skill that you can just kind of decide during Now, before we play, you're going to pick your high concept, your trouble, and your stress skill. Both what it is, and you get to pick the name of your skill. So you can kind of like flavor what your character is. Now, here's the trick. The cards you were dealt, each one of those has to correlate to the to the aspect or the skill you're using. You get. So you're going to pick 3 of those and use them to determine your high concept, your trouble, and your stress skill. During gameplay, you can pick the rest of the skills. You can do it now if you want to, but we only need those 3 to get going. So y'all can look at your cards, and each one can only be used for 1 stat. So you have 7 stats, 7 cards, 1 to 1.
Nice.
I got Penguin Buddy.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Oh
Oh
god.
god. Oh, this is gonna be a thing. This is gonna be a thing.
So this is
Are you
Ms.
flipping them all
Leslie.
over?
Yeah, flip them all over.
I didn't know you were gonna use that one in the stream. I thought, okay.
I got a dumpster on fire.
Let's move these down.
A questionable duck.
What duck? That's why I like call.
Yeah, you can use the scroll bar to rotate it.
What duck?
Oh, I see. Alright,
These look amazing in here.
I don't know what that is. Okay.
I call it Smug Cat.
Smug cat.
Is
Okay.
it a cat? Is it a cat? Is it a dog? I don't know. I'm the one who drew it. Flip it.
Flip it. You got my icon.
Okay.
I got Matt's icon.
Oh, yeah, you did. Okay.
Next
Next
icon.
icon.
All right.
And the last one.
I think one of my cards fell into oblivion.
Oh, it's right here.
Yeah, it fell back in. Don't put it back in the deck. We'll get rid of the deck.
Rubber chicken?
Double chicken.
I don't know what to do with these.
You got one more. Oh, you got a bat. You got a cute bat.
Okay.
All right. And for Manny, we got Liz's icon.
Swords.
Cross daggers or whatever. Blech. Matt's icon of a burning tire. Piece of cake.
The thing I didn't think you were actually gonna put in this.
I didn't think so either. I just thought it was funny. And some dice.
Half my cards are dice, are characters, tokens.
Oh yeah, whose was
Those are all
this?
the good ones.
Whose was this?
What was
The
That
dice.
was the Lanthaurus.
All right, these dice make me angry because they are incorrect. All right. So, pick one and decide your. Okay, so it's called Omniwar. There will be violence involved. I will just throw that out there immediately. Whatever you want. None of y'all have to match genres or anything. Just come up with a high concept, something that sounds kind of fun to play.
Okay. What's the timeline?
Doesn't matter. Anything. One of you can be.
Year?
And one of you could be from Edo Perry, Japan. The other one could be from 40K. I don't care.
We know what Manny's choosing.
Well, I don't
Okay.
have any. No, probably not this one.
I got my high concept, and I think it works for this. So I'm gonna use the Among Us token, and my high concept is gonna be Gentleman Detective.
Okay. Okay.
Detective.
Gentleman Detective.
Okay.
And yeah, you can click into your card here, and you can click onto it and start typing into the slots.
Okay. I'm gonna choose something that I like a lot. I just want to be an ODST. If that's cool.
Which token indicates an ODST?
Let's see. That is a good question. We will do a dumpster fire.
He's not
It's
a
not
very
a very good
ODST.
ODST.
That's from Halo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they said they're dropping into hell since it's a fire.
I
What?
Fire inside of a metal container. I'll
Cool.
Alright, so that's one of your cards burned.
I am going to use Matt's token, the flaming tire, and I'm going to be a flaming transformer. I got fire on me.
Okay. Flaming Transformer. Alright.
As in, yeah, never mind.
Go ahead.
I would say, like a transformer as from the movies, or like a transformer like the electrical thing.
That's a good point.
He's
It's
just
gonna be a sentient transformer.
Not
Not
a
a
robot,
robot,
it's
it's just a sentient transformer.
It's not cool, like, hey, it transforms from a car to a person. No, it is just a electric transformer that does nothing, and it's just on fire. Yes, I'm going to be a transformer that turns from a car to a kick-ass robot.
Just making sure.
It's a valid question. Alright. Ms. Liz, what is the gentleman detectives who you've already named? Calliope Montgomery. How'd you come up with that so quickly?
I like naming things.
All right. What is the gentleman detective Montgomery's trouble?
We're going weird on this. Crazed caffeine addict.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna look forward to trying to compel that. All right. Matthew, what is your ODST's trouble? This is a character defect that I can compel to make you screw up, but you get a fate point when I do that. Or you can do it to yourself and get a fate point. Whatever.
Okay. His trouble. Oh, this is a good one.
Remember to use the card, the images as inspiration. We already used this one, so you have to use it. Yeah, one of the other 6.
All right. Let's see. Use them as inspiration. Okay. How about the goose? And he's sometimes what's the word? Confused. How about that? He's confused often.
All right,
I don't know,
easily confused. So in the second aspect slot, put easily confused.
Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting.
All right, Manny, what is the flaming transformer's trouble other than the fact that he's flaming?
I'm going to use the dice, and he's going to have a gambling problem.
Okay. I was going to go with construction, and he's like perpetually fixing himself, but that's good too. Oh my goodness.
Better.
Oh man, goodness. He has dice dangling from his windshield. Okay. All right. Now, your
10,000 light years, just a gamble.
now your stress. So, physical and mental stress are your 2 stress tracks. I already said you're going to be in a fight, so physical stress is going to be relevant. Maybe mental stress will be relevant too. But you're going to get one skill that will upgrade your stress, and you can name it again using one of the tokens for inspiration. So basically, pick a token, tell us what the skill is, what rank it's at, and if it's mental or physical. Now, reminder: if it's at average, you get 3 stress in that track. If it's at good or higher, you get 4. Now, they can still be used for overcome and create advantage checks, so 2 and 4 are not pointless. I'm just pointing it out. 1 and 3 are the thresholds to affect actual stress.
I feel like I'm setting myself up for failure going up against an ODST and a Transformer, but I've done this and I've committed, so I'm sticking with it. I'm gonna have to be very cunning here. Hey!
Just put her stuff back.
Shit down!
Oh, I didn't realize it. I didn't click anything. I'm sorry. I think that was me. That's my
Like,
bad.
what are you doing? I'm gonna use this guy and the mental. I'm gonna go mental stress, and the skill is hyper awareness.
All right. Awareness. Is it gonna be average, fair, good, or great?
We're gonna go with good.
All right. So you have 4 mental stress. All right. You can't really change it. Yeah, it's annoying. This is not perfect, but just remember you have 4 mental stress.
Can I have another little marker?
What do you mean?
Like just a marker to drop on the 4? I guess I don't want to do that in case it gets used. Never mind.
Okay. Matt.
I'm gonna use this icon, and we're gonna. I'm gonna say he has extremely strong. He's strong-willed.
So you want to go for
Despite-
mental stress?
Yes.
So
Physical might be better.
I don't know. You can give him like a fire shield or something. I don't know. Fire equals energy shield. It's a suggestion. That's how you get.
Okay. Sure. Why not?
All right. So we'll call it energy shield. Do you want to average, fair, good, or great?
We'll do good.
Okay. So you have 4 physical stress. I'm actually gonna write this down just in case.
You said we'll call it energy shield.
Yeah, and yeah, write it down in the good section. And right here.
If you flip the thing, it's literally just inverted.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amusing.
Why'd you have to look at that?
Hang on, I'm
I
just
was
curious.
expecting it to just be empty.
You can't click on anything. I was hoping that was like the secret to like inking things in. All right, that would have been funny. All right, so hyper awareness, energy shield, and remember you have 4 physical stress, whereas you only have 2 mental stress. And Manny, what are you going for?
Swords. Daggers. Daggers the size of swords. I want to be great at it.
What's the actual like? How does this improve your fortitude or your survivability?
I cut things that try to kill me.
Seems more like an attack skill.
We'll put that back.
Like
Book smarts.
Book smarts.
It gives me street smarts.
So you want to go for mental stress?
No. Physical. I don't know. I'm bad at this.
That's okay.
Should I eat cake?
What
to be
if-
more
What if-
powerful?
What if you use the bleh and the skill was just dodge?
Okay.
All right. Do you want that at good? Oh, dodge also seems more active, like a defense skill, but that's fine. Do you want? Okay, good.
Under good.
Okay.
I have named my guy since you didn't ask. Truckus Maximus.
Noted. That is on the internet now. Dodge. Okay, so you have 4 physical stress. If you want to, you can go ahead and say you can just put like dagger swords and great and just call that your attack. We don't have to do the rest during gameplay. You can, if you have any that immediately jump out to you, you can pick that now. But you're gonna have 1 attack, 1 defense, and 1 other miscellaneous skill.
My defense is I can construct things from other cars.
Okay.
I can dissect other cars for parts.
That's a defense?
Yes.
How is that a defense?
Because I can rip off things from other cars and be like, I got armor.
Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright. I guess, unless anyone else wants to do something before we begin, let's get started. Alright. So.
I hope I did this right.
So, each one of you was in the morning of a fairly normal day in an extraordinary life. So, you were just on the cusp of revealing the... Our detective was just on the cusp of revealing the criminal behind the plot. The ODST was... they do Halo jumps too, or is that just...
Yeah, they jump, in pods. They jump in pods from above Earth's atmosphere.
Like 2 seconds away from the pod releasing and you landing in the middle of the battlefield, and you were in the middle of a high stakes poker game. Tructicus. Okay. And in the middle of all this, you are suddenly surrounded by a ton of noise. Now, Matt, for your character, this was expected. You were looking around expecting a lot of noise. What are the villains in Halo?
I guess the Covenant is really the main ones. Yeah.
What are they?
That's
Aliens.
Okay. Well,
The big things when we play the Halo game at Flipper McCoy's. The big ones.
okay. Well, instead of those big lumbering things, you look around and you see a swarm of just the most random assortment of, I guess, aliens you've ever seen before. And for the two of you who are like, you were in the middle of like accusing somebody and you were in the middle of gambling, the sudden noise is just a massive jarring fact. There was like not even a flash of light or anything. It's just one moment you were one place, next moment you're here in a trench, and that trench that trench, you're like on the upper slope of the trench, so you can kind of see the swarm coming in, and it is a swarm of pixies, and actually there are some Covenant there. There are also xenomorphs, and they seem to be like some sort of like cavalry road mode. They're kind of like moving really quick and low to the ground, coming up the flank. And necromorphs, that's what I actually meant to say instead of xenomorphs, but I rolled with it. Necromorphs, as well as just dominating the background behind all this swarm of creatures, which also includes stormtroopers and flying ships and creatures raining down fire. Behind all of it is one lone giant, and not a normal giant, because there are actually giants in there too. They are tiny compared to this thing. This thing is so tall that you cannot wrap your head around the scale of it until you realize this creature on its shoulder breathe fire and shoot out a jet of 20 feet and then jump and then spread its wings and fly down. This giant was wearing a dragon on its shoulders like a parrot. And it is a mechanized giant, some sort of robot or mech suit, slowly stomping towards you as the dragon swoops down. A tall... Oh, sorry. You know what? First, what's your immediate reaction to all this?
So I'm holding a giant coffee mug in one hand. And just as everything starts, and that is why Dr. Nesbitt was the what in the blue blazes?
gotta be kidding me.
I don't believe I'm in Kansas anymore. What?
Oh man, this is why you never split on 8s.
Yeah, there's now a talking truck next to you.
Am I to believe that is one hell of a... I believe they call it cosplay?
Where are you supposed to be?
Well, clearly I am not where I was before. I am Detective County Montgomery, one of the best detectives in the world, and if you do not know my name, you sure will.
I already
Alright.
forgot.
Just take a big sip of coffee. And that is the largest set of armor I have ever seen. Where in the blue blazes are we?
That's a good question.
All right. Now here's the thing. I need everyone to make a mental defense check against just to try to like as a process. Now, now again, you get one defense skill, and it can be physical or mental. So you can decide to have a mental defense skill now using one of your cards again, same rolls and all that, or you can just roll normal and just not add anything and decide that your defense is going to be physical.
I'm gonna make my mental defense skill great. I am gonna use the creepy face, and I have an idea of it in my head and I can't get the words right. Like when you just let things wash over you.
Okay.
Nonchalance. There we go.
Nonchalance. That's your defense.
Nonchalance.
I like it.
That's my defense.
All right. A great defense of nonchalance. So you can roll your fate dice and add 4. Matt, do you want a mental defense or do you want to hold out for a physical defense?
I'll do mental.
Oh, good heavens.
What can I make it? Can I make it superb if I wanted to?
No. It goes up to great. So you're going to get 1 at each level, average, fair, good, and great.
I'm going to use this for great.
And sorry, real quick, Liz, you do have a 1 free space for an aspect if you want to make that aspect and immediately hit on it, or if you can justify using one of your aspects right now, you can use a fate point. You have 2 of them. Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
I'm gonna make it military training for mental defense.
Okay.
I have no idea if I'm doing this correctly. You guys have used 3 cards. Somehow I have 4.
Because you made an extra 1 at the beginning. You already chose your defense. You decided it was car surgery as your defense, which I believe is a mental defense. So you go ahead and roll your 4DF, and you just take it. Yeah, just take it straight. Whatever the result is, that's the result.
Car surgery.
So I've got another aspect. There's always a logical answer. And I want to invoke it to reroll because she just takes another sip, kind of shakes her head for a second, trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
All right, want to reroll or add 2?
I want to reroll. This was a terrible roll.
Okay.
What'd you roll?
I rolled -2. Well,
+2 with your skill.
+2 with skill. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a +4. Good call.
So that's now where.
Okay, Matt, you can roll the dice and add 4 to it.
I have 0.
Yeah, and -2. Well, total.
I mean, I got +2. Fair.
I got a.
No, car surgery is a physical. This is a mental.
Oh. We said to roll car surgery. Okay, never mind.
All right. You got a 0 +4. So you got a +4. Detective got a +6, and Trucitus. I can't say it for some reason.
Let's say Maximus.
Maxi. Got a -2, and the attack ended at a +2. So, ouch. Maximus, you're gonna have to take a 2 mental stress and a mental consequence, a mild mental consequence, as you.
Burn a fate?
What?
Can I burn a fate to not do that? Is that how that works?
No, you can invoke a aspect if you can explain it to add a +2. You also can make one more aspect if you have a card for it.
Okay. I'm gonna use my smarts to realize something's going on, and I shouldn't be too stressed out about it just yet.
How about let's see, something like play it to the end as the aspect.
Okay.
So you can invoke that aspect, and that will save you from the consequence, but not the stress. So you take 2 mental stress regardless, unless you want to just re-roll the dice.
I'll just go ahead and take the thing.
Okay. So you just
Stress.
no, just the second stress box. Okay. Okay, and that costs a fate point. So did you give me the fate point?
No, yeah.
All right, just throw it on the counter over here.
That's not what I meant to do.
Liz, did you use your fate point?
You said we got 2, right? So yeah, I got. Oh no, they stacked. Why did they stack?
Okay.
Yeah.
As for Dutch, okay, Dutch, you're good. Like you calm down, you take a breath. Your military training is enough for this, and you're just like, all right, well, my objectives changed. I gotta figure out what I'm doing here so I can get back to what I was doing back there. As for Montgomery, you succeed with a spin, or whatever they call it in the core system. As such, you will also have. I forgot what they call it. You have the aspect prepared for anything. That will be good for 1 check in this scene, which does not cost a fate point to use. All right. As you guys have that moment of, who are you people? What's going on? What are we doing here? And you all have different reactions to it. And Maximus, you're kind of the one that freaks out the most, but you don't hurt yourself in the process. Luckily.
It didn't hurt itself in confusion.
Came close, though. It has confusion. It just didn't hurt itself this turn. So, as this is all happening, a woman in full 80s military action movie gear, not actual military gear, but the stuff from the 80s action movie, just the high lace boots with the the shorts, and she has the drab tank top with the the drab tank top, but with a jacket pulled over the top over it, and she just has for a woman the squarest straw you've ever seen, and and it's just kind of set off, and as though she's chewing something, although she doesn't appear to actually be chewing. She's just like, you new recruits, aren't you?
Huh?
I don't recall signing up for any sort of military service. I think that tea I drank this morning might have been spiked with someone. They were trying to get me off this case.
No. You have to understand. You don't get chosen for. Yeah, you don't choose this. This chooses you. Welcome to the Omniwar. She points behind where you guys are standing. That gate, and there's just a big shining light pouring out of what just looks like an ordinary brick arch. That gate is the gate to all worlds, and they are trying to storm it. We are stopping them. Understand?
Not in the slightest. Do we get weapons, armor, some sort of last-minute training? I am not a soldier, ma'am.
I didn't realize we had something like this on Earth.
This isn't Earth.
Huh?
Well, now I'm sure I drank bad tea.
Well, in terms of weapons, I'm sure you can find something off one of the many fallen heroes. And she kind of like gestures around, and you see there are pretty much anything, any IP you can think of. There's one heroic book on the ground there, with weapons. Like, take your pick. But regardless of who you are, we need to take that wall there as a staging ground to take down that. And she points at the giant mech, which looked close before, but you realize it's so big that it's actually going to be a while before it gets here, because every step it's taking does not actually seem to bring it that much closer.
Okay. Quite the same.
Is there like a SMG or something on the ground?
Oh yeah, you can definitely find one of those.
Okay, cool.
I walk around until I see what looks to be some sort of like professorial figure, and I look down and I see next to him there's another very nicely sized white travel mug. I'm just like, interesting. I pick it up and kind of hold it for a second. This does. Oh god! And it shoots out into a club.
Nice.
Yes, I'm making a Ruby reference. Fight me.
I love it.
I'm going to look for a laser cannon and like weld it to my arm.
All right. All right, you ladies prepared?
Again, not in the slightest.
I'm not a lady, ma'am.
Well, luckily for us, we actually need you. And she puts her hands on your shoulders and kind of like pushes you forward. Because I, personally, don't see a path through that. If you got smarts, use them to find us a way. So yeah, your first objective is to get to the wall, which looks like a castle wall. And this would sound familiar to to y'all. It's about 40 feet tall. 40 feet wide at the top. And as you're looking at it, you see that a lot of the land between where you are and this kind of World War I looking trench, and where that medieval looking wall is, a lot of the world is kind of fuzzy, like it's spreading apart. And even as you walk forward, even as you get shoved forward, some of it kind of coalesces together. It appears that not only people from all over the Omniverse are here. This area is made of places from throughout the Omniverse,
Neat.
such as a certain wall that was destroyed.
I get that reference.
Well, both of you gentlemen look like you have a fair bit more experience with this sort of thing than I do. I don't suppose either of you have any sort of stratagems to get us up there, do you? Because frankly, and I kind of like maneuver the club a little bit, I'm feeling severely outgunned in every possible term of the word.
Punch straight through the enemy.
I didn't train
Path of least resistance.
Wait, how tall is Truckithor or whatever his name is?
Tructicus Maximus. Why am I the only one that can say that?
Because it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say he's like 10 feet tall. He's not one of the big ones, but he's like big enough.
Isn't that about as tall as an ODST guy? No, wait, I'm
No,
thinking
ODS.
I'm thinking
You're
Warhammer
thinking of
characters.
Spartan.
Yeah.
Even the Warhammer ones are like 9
Spartans
feet
are like
tall.
7 feet.
Okay, so there's a graph here. There's a very severe graph of height here.
Well, so we gotta get over this wall.
So Is there enemies between us and the wall, or is it just the terrain is ridiculous?
Yes, the terrain is ridiculous, but it's half forms and seems to be moving through several different types of terrain. It starts when you go across the trench. It's World War I no man's land. About 20 feet past the trench, it is Hoth. And from about halfway from that point to the wall, it transitions to Mustafar, and then you get to the section of the wall, and you guys know what that looks like.
And so it's the terrain is the issue, or is it the enemies?
And on in the Hoth section and mostly in the Hoth section, there are literal stormtroopers from both Star Wars and World War II, and fighting next to each other, as well as various types of tanks from various modes. So you got tanks, you got troopers, and you guys are actually not alone. There are a bunch of other just colorful people around you that this woman is trying to rally together to make a push across.
Perhaps we might... Go ahead.
Do I happen to see one of the people that are next to us? Do I happen to see one of them holding like a grappling hook or something?
Yeah. The person next to you is a robin.
A robin, like the animal?
No, like Batman and Robin.
Oh, okay.
A Robin. Which Robin?
You don't know. It's one of the colorful ones, though.
I'm gonna take it from him against his will.
Get out of the way, little man.
I'm gonna take it from him against his will, specifically. You can try to hand it to me, but I'm gonna say no. I get to grab it from you.
I want that.
Murder hobo comes to mind.
All right, you're gonna need to make a physical attack of some sort. Now, do you have an attack yet? Can't. No. So you get to pick one, or you can roll. You can roll straight if you don't want physical. Although you're no DST guy, I imagine you want a physical attack.
Yeah.
So pick fair or average, and then name it after one of the remaining tokens.
Okay. Fair or average.
I have to go. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I guess I should. Whatever. Okay. All right. We'll use this. What is yours?
I'm really serious to see how this goes.
That might not. You know what? We're gonna use this one instead.
Irony. Irony.
I don't think I'd have a battering.
Kind of what that looks like.
Well, okay. I had an idea for that. I just Okay, so for physical, I'm using the bat. I guess you know what? Why not? It would be ironic to use the battering against Robin.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, I have batterings.
All right, you're no DST with batterings. This is now canon. We'll figure out the backstory later in the fan fictions. So, batarangs with an exclamation point. All right, roll your four dice and add 2. I'm gonna roll for Robin. And he's just like, what? Hey, come on now. I have to figure out which Robin I'm using now because that changes the roll.
That was horrible.
Okay, he didn't roll great either. That's not bad. That's you did not roll badly.
I didn't.
No, in this game, 0 is the most common result.
Okay.
And then it's like an even possibility for plus and minus down on each side.
Yeah, I don't understand the roll at all, so.
Well, you rolled a +1 and you have a 2 to the skill, so you get a 3. If you
Okay, I see.
Now I could see you using push my way through spending a fate point and using push my way through to get a +2 on this if you want to. We'll bring your total up to 5.
Sure, why not? We need that battering. Or that grappling hook.
Hook. All right. He rolled a 2 total. So you succeed with a spin. So you basically immediately disarm him, and he's just like, "Whoa! Okay. Clearly, you know what you're doing." And he just brings out 2 more and just starts tossing them out. He's just like, "All right. I got plenty. Calm down."
I guess I could have asked him, but oh well.
You are on the same side technically. So everyone now has a grappling hook.
Alright. And I get rid of a fate point?
Yeah.
Is it strong enough to, me to use?
That's a good question. Do you think Robin would carry around a grappling hook strong enough for you to use?
I feel like he would have something that would be able to pull a truck. It would be strong enough to pull one, so I don't see why not.
Yeah. I think the rope is strong enough to hold you, but the retraction mechanism is probably not strong enough to actually pull you, if that makes sense.
You'd have to climb it up yourself.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
All right, grappling hook's acquired. Now what's the next step?
Might it be pertinent to attempt to acquire one of those moving vehicles over there?
The tank?
Storm one of them?
Why didn't I? Good idea. You said is it World War II? You said for the tanks.
There are World War II tanks there, yes.
Cool. Do I happen to see a German tank?
Sure.
I wanna go for a Panzer then, if there's a Panzer tank.
All right. Because I have no idea what that is, why don't you describe what a Panzer tank is?
I mean, it's just it's probably one of the stronger tanks in World War II. It was obviously German.
One.
Yeah, it's basically it's very boxy, but it's very menacing looking. Honestly, in my opinion, it's very menacing.
All right,
Very big cannon.
ugly but menacing, like a AT-AT. All right. There is one about a good 40 feet away. It's coming towards you. It's actually low. It's actually adjusting its can. It has a cannon, right? Just making sure.
Yeah.
I want to tackle it.
Okay. Go ahead and
a little bit.
Go ahead and make a
big gun.
physical attack against a tank.
It's thick armor.
I have thicker armor.
So, what do you want your physical attack to be at?
I want it to be a great.
Okay. What is it called?
It's called Knife to Meet You.
Stop.
I'll allow it. Wow. All right, so you can roll your fate dice and add 4. I'm going to be rolling for a tank. Now, the funny thing is, tank's active defense is actually not terribly high. It just has armor. So it automatically generates against it. But otherwise...
Just roll this.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's a -1.
So I got +4.
So 3 total.
3.
Which I decided in my head that a tank has 2 natural armor in this power scaling. So it reduces it by 2, but it rolled a 0, so you actually do manage to do damage to it. Now, it's not enough to completely take over it. You basically dealt stress to it.
I do non-lethal tank damage.
Sure. So you dealt 1 physical stress to the tank.
I don't know how long I can hold it. Get inside.
Oh, actually, this is more of a create an advantage situation. So you didn't really deal stress to it. You have it tackled So at the moment, if it does anything, you can automatically tag it to add 2 to the defense roll of whatever it does next. That makes sense? Okay. So you have the tank grappled. That's the aspect. Tank grappled.
Is the hatch open? Like, was he able to shake the hatch open? Or
Yes.
is it still locked? Okay. I'm gonna just run up and try to jump in.
Okay. That's just a straight, like, physical ability check. So it's up to you if you want to use your force skill for that or just roll it straight.
I'm just gonna roll it straight, I think.
Alright. I think it's just a straight resistance because it's...
I'm in danger.
What'd you roll?
-2.
-2. Alright.
I'm gonna do the prepared for anything. I catch my footing but see it coming.
Okay.
So is that a +2 or is that a reroll?
You don't get to choose. I'm gonna tell you to reroll because I rolled a +1.
Yeah, so we're gonna try that again. Dadgum.
Okay, it's a tie. So you stumble. Yeah, so you grab it and you stumble and you're like, and you manage to catch yourself. In fact, actually, I just realized something. You have 2 aspects at the moment that you can invoke for free. You have the grappling hook and you have the fact that the tank is grappled. I forgot that technically the grappling hook is an aspect that you guys all have. So, and you guys can invoke it as many times as you want, but you can invoke it for free once. So you could do that now and succeed.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So you do spend 1 fate point on your character aspect, but you invoke 2 aspects total. So
Wait, on the character aspect, what?
because you still.
The prepared for anything was the free one that I got because of the.
Oh, okay. So you just used 2 free ones. Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's how you play Fate. So 2 free aspects to stumble on. So you stumble, and then you kind of see it coming. So prepared for it, you jorch yourself forward, and because you have the grapple hook in your hand, you hook onto it, and you almost as if it looked on purpose end up on top of the tank. And as you're catching your balance, you slip into it. Inside there is a Nazi. Or how many people man these tanks?
4.
Oh.
It's 4 or 5, at least 4.
Okay. It's a little undermanned, so there are 3 in there at the moment.
Well, this might be a bit of a problem. Evening, gentlemen. I think there's been some strange error here, and I'm gonna just try and take my coffee club and slug the guy driving it. I'm just gonna use this guy, and I'm gonna call it a club.
Okay, so you're gonna give
Make it fair.
You're gonna make it fair. So we're going a little more Sherlock Holmes than Blanc.
At the moment, yes.
Okay. All right. These are
So fair is a +1, right? Oh no, it's +2. It's on the thing, Liz. Dadgum!
What'd you get?
+1.
What?
Because fair is +1 and I rolled.
Fair is +2. You literally just said this.
God! I'm tired. It's a +2. +2.
All right. They rolled a 1. Oh. Yeah. So they rolled a 1. It is enough for you to club one of them down. The other 2 are now scrambling for their weapons. They're going to make a counterattack against you.
Gentlemen, I do think I could use some help in here. There are far more people than I was anticipating.
Can I use my reaction? You said.
Yeah. So if you want to, you can use your tank grapple to like shake it around so that their shots go wide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they rolled a 3 on their attack. If you want to roll physical defense, Liz.
So that would just be a straight roll, right?
Unless...
I don't have...
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because you chose nonchalance as your mental defense, yeah.
Yeah. I don't have a fate point right now. No, I do. Can I use Crazed Caffeine Addict to give myself the jitters?
You can. Roll first.
Yeah. Yes.
They rolled a 3, but with the tank getting judged around, it's a 1. But yeah.
Well, I did.
So
Tie.
I think I got a -1. I'm very confused about this system. So
-1 what?
You didn't have to roll. You were just helping.
oh, okay.
You had a aspect on the scene that you invoked to her benefit.
Oh, okay.
To her benefit. So it's a tie. You get jostled around and like you kind of like spaz out a little bit and fall down, and that gets you out of the line of shot. However, you are now prone, and the soldiers are recovering from the tank getting juddered around much more quickly. You take no damage, but they have they have the at gunpoint aspect on you. Okay.
Jump up on top of the tank, and I want to try to shoot through the hatch to shoot the Nazis.
Okay. Go ahead and make your physical attack.
Okay. So my energy shield is just defense, physical defense, right?
Correct.
Okay. So I guess it's just a straight roll then, huh?
You have batarangs. That's your physical attack.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. All right. My batarang. My gun shoots batarangs.
Okay.
More crazy things.
Out of context. Here we come.
Okay, so what? That's plus 1, -1, then +2, so 2. I'm reading that right?
Yep, 2. 2 is what it rolls. All right. They rolled a 1 on their defense, so you managed to take one of them out. That leaves only one pointing a gun at the detective. Manny, what are you up to? Maximus.
I am trying to hold it. I assume they're like trying to like gun it to try to get away from me.
Well, the
driver's been knocked unconscious.
Yeah. There's only one left, and he's dealing with 2 people. He's dealing with one person on the floor of his tank and the other person at the hatch of the tank. So you do have
big to be in there. So I'm gonna do lookout. Make sure nobody tries to stop us.
Okay. We're gonna put the aspect on lookout on you. So if anyone comes up during this, you have advantage to your first attack or defense against them.
I think. I have no idea if I'm doing any of this right, so forgive me.
You should not be forgiven.
I just want to point out that this is like my least favorite system, so it's also the one I know the least about. So
This is so weird. It's not. Anyway.
And I yell at him, just say, to wait. He wouldn't know English. I want to yell at him.
I mean, y'all can understand each other. Y'all can understand each other.
Oh,
why not?
I'm gonna aim my gun at it. Put the gun down. Put it down.
I'm a transformer.
Oh, you're talking about the Nazi.
Yeah.
In general, that this is a universal language.
Okay.
You can make an intimidation check. You can choose that as your extra skill, or you can just roll it straight.
I'll roll it straight. Ooh, that was.
Ooh.
No bueno.
That's a problem.
He's not. Hang on. Let me see. Yeah. Not only does he ignore you, he takes the opportunity of you like looking down. He takes that moment to take advantage of Montgomery being on the ground right there. Like you're distracted for a moment, so he takes the spin to attack Montgomery. You will need to roll physical defense, and as a reminder, he has 2 aspects on you at the moment.
I don't think this is happening. It's decidedly not.
+2 is.
Wow.
Is it just +2?
It's just +2. I do not have physical defense.
Okay. You take 3 physical stress as he just shoots. He shoots and it just like tears open your shoulder.
I do believe that's a consequence.
Mark off 2 physical defense and take a mild or 1 physical defense or physical stress and take a mild consequence. Because mild consequences work 2.
Please lay down.
3 minus 2.
I should have just shot him.
Weak arm?
Yeah, weak arm.
Oh, that's gonna be fun for grappling.
Okay. As this is happening, Maximus, the dragon that looks so tiny in the distance, is now roaring up next to you. And next to you, you could be a parrot perched on its shoulder.
Sounds like fun.
And it's just going to breathe fire down the line, indiscriminate of which side of the fight it is immolating.
Can I, since I got a lookout, can I, like, try to shield the tank so my buddies don't die?
Yeah. So you're going to roll a physical defense, and you'll get a free invoke on it. So you rolled a 0, and your defense is car surgery. Surgery. All right, 2.
I don't quite understand what I'm doing, but the idea was, you know, I cut things off of other things to fix myself.
He sees the tank next to the one, driving up next to the one that we're trying to take over. He just reaches over and grabs one of the armor platings off of it.
Yeah, you just tear another piece off of a tank and use it as defense. And because you're different tank.
Yeah.
Now because you invoked lookout, it's actually a +4, which is good because the dragon rolled a 6.
Oh.
So you do take 2 physical wear.
Wouldn't it be 6
or stress?
Wouldn't it be equal then?
No, you had 2. You invoked, so you got 4. It rolled 6. 6 minus 4 is 2.
Okay.
Physical.
It's just the 2, right?
Yep. So you actually are holding out against it, technically.
Can I yeet the armor plate at him?
If you want to do that as your action, sure.
No, I want to shoot my laser cannon at him.
Okay. Whatever you want to do. Just roll your physical attack, which I believe is 4. So for some reason the laser looks like a knife.
It's a cool one. It's like a vibroblade.
All right.
-1. So it's a 3.
Yeah, and it rolled 3 on its defense. So you put the annoyance aspect, temporary aspect on the dragon. It's now circling around, looking for the gnat that bit it. Meanwhile, still in the tank, I believe it will be Montgomery up next.
Oh! I just realized it's like in Black Clover where he like slashes. It's like that.
Projectile slashing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am gonna take the fact that I am on the ground as an opportunity, and just try to sweep the legs out from the guy still standing.
Okay. Physical attack.
They're misclothed. That'd be a 0.
I rolled badly too, so I thought you had a chance there.
And I'm out of fate points.
Yep. Well. So, he manages to kind of like, you try to sweep him up and he just kind of definitely hops over it. I believe, Matthew, you're up.
Alrighty. Do I know whether this guy's the gunner or whatnot?
I think he was actually the driver. He was a driver, but he's distracted now. He's like, that's the main reason why he hasn't actually completely obliterated anybody, is because he had to take a moment to stumble for his weapons.
Okay. I'm just gonna try to finish him. I'm gonna try to shoot him since he's not backing away from Montgomery.
Sounds good. Roll your physical.
Ooh! What's up with it?
Ooh.
I feel like this is gonna be a waste. But Montgomery, I don't want Montgomery to die. Can I use my fate point to re-roll that?
So what, push my way through? Or just ODST? Honestly, ODST by itself would be enough to re-roll just a basic attack. So yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Alright.
Your ODST and you do not fail.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Come on, baby!
And that was the end of Detective Callie.
Is that the worst roll of the game? Huh?
Yep.
That is as bad as you can get.
There's about a 1% chance of that happening.
You're number one. You're number one.
Just
Gosh, dang it.
Yep.
Alright.
Yep, that happens. He gets once again, he gets a spin on his defense, which is a free attack. This time he's actually going to shoot it up at you because you're getting kind of annoying him.
Okay,
Alright, that is a 4. Physical defense. So you roll and add 3. -2. So you take 3 physical stress.
That's nice.
Just click on the 3 box. There you go. Oops. There you go. All right. So he just like he's like moving up and down. You shoot at him. He leans up, fires at you. And meanwhile, the dragon's coming around for another pass. This time it's going to try to pick up Maximus and try to carry him away. It rolled a +2 on that check. So if you want to roll your physical defense, Maximus.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
-1. Ooh, success with a spin. So it doesn't just grapple you, it grapples you and takes you up into the sky. What are you doing? You're floating above the air. You have grappled on you, and you have floating in the sky on you.
Screaming in such a way that sounds like the original internet upload sign-in sound.
What?
Because you know what that sound is, right, Matt?
Yeah.
I am going to try to shoot its face.
Okay. Also, way to show your age, man. Alright, shoot it in the face.
Alright, I'm gonna attack. That is +4.
Alright. That does do damage to it. The dragon takes a little bit of wear. You get the sense, however, that this is a dragon. And a little bit of wear is not going to be what cuts it for this thing.
Gets the sense.
Montgomery, you're still alive! Somehow! Bullets are flying over your head! You shouldn't be here!
I am a detective, not a soldier! I am going to Switch up my approach. What?
Damn it, Jim. Sorry.
I mean, that's what I was trying to do before, and it didn't work. I am going to take my last skill at average. I'm gonna use the ace. I'm gonna call it sleight of hand. Nope. Stop. Why is thing doing? I was just trying to click on. Sleight of hand. Close enough. And because I'm already on the ground, I haven't gotten up yet, so it can't get any worse. Oh, but he's on the roof. I'm gonna just try and pull the nearest loose article I see on the ground and just like try to jostle everything and like get him off guard.
Okay, so we're doing to create an advantage here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like we're all gonna die, and we're not even. The giant isn't even gonna get near us.
Yes.
We're gonna die before we get over the wall.
All right, respawn, new characters, go.
Well, he rolled a 0.
Nice.
Okay. I need to roll 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's gonna be +1.
Which is enough to create a temporary aspect. He is off kilter. Perhaps Mr. ODST can take advantage of that.
I want to shoot my SMG that shoots batarangs at him.
Okay, battering SMG, go.
Alright. Let's roll. Actually, you know what? Can I...
It kind of sounds like a railgun.
Can I use... No, I wasn't making noises for this. Okay. Can I use this to put for my average? Sure accuracy or whatever, just for my attack.
Not. I mean, you already have a physical attack, so it's like you would just be downgrading. You would just be downgrading it at that point.
You're right. I'm Dumbo. Okay, then I'll just attack.
Okay. That was 1 die.
I didn't. Here we go. 3. Cool, there we go. And what in the world, man? I can't. That's a 0?
You can use the off kilter to reroll, or
Okay.
yeah.
We'll just do that. What is? I can't roll. I can't roll tonight, man. Oh well, now I can. Okay.
+2, +2, +4. He rolled a 3. You got him.
Nice. Finally.
Finally have the tank, and as you like relax from that, you just kind of like, and you look up and you see Maximus just overhead making the Internet Explorer sound.
Maximus, we did it! We finally did it! Where'd you go? Just unholy screaming while I'm shooting a laser.
So, real quick, in actual Fate, you would need to actually take a rest and do this whole thing in order for a new scene to begin. We're just going to say you did take a rest so you can clear stress, and if you have a consequence, you can get a Fate point.
Okay.
Excuse me. Wow. That was amazing how we got away from the dragon. Isn't that awesome? Let's never talk about it ever again.
So, Maximus is being carried by the dragon. You guys are barely halfway across the thing, and the giant's getting closer.
I'm gonna aim the tank cannon at the dragon with the express purpose of getting it to drop Maximus.
How high am I up there? How high am I right now?
Jeez. Given that it took him a full round after he grabbed you to like secure the tank, I'm gonna say you're a good 100 feet up in the air. You have no idea if this tank is even capable of shooting that high, but you can try.
I'm about 10 feet tall, which means I would fall about 90 feet.
Something to that math.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll just start pushing forward.
All right.
Go on without Maximus. It's fine. He's half truck.
I think there's anything we can. I don't think we can take down a dragon.
Well, with that being said, what they're doing, I'm going to try to wrangle the dragon. I'm going to try to get on its back, and then start using it to attack things. If I can. I don't know if it'll work.
All right, make a...
Like a reverse grapple.
Make a...
I think you got me, I got you.
Make a physical attack.
Can I use a fate point to not do that? Or no, it'd be 2. Yeah, I'll just go with 2.
All right. It did roll 1, so you do manage to do more stress to it. But wait, you're doing the express purpose to try and get on top of it. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't stop you from doing that. So you are now on top of it. You just gotta figure out how to bend it to your will.
Does it have horns?
It does. Kind of like twisted up and around and towards you. So actually,
I'm gonna hold it like a motorcycle. Let's do this.
Unfortunately, that's exactly what I had in my head, and now I think about the exact angle I had in my brain was motorcycle handles. So there you go.
Transformer riding a dragon.
Okay. You guys push forward. What is the primary approach you want to get through the army? Do you want to look for core weaknesses? Do you just want to punch your way through? Do you want to, have at it? What approach you want to take?
Can I take the tank's cannon and fire it at the wall?
Yeah.
The wall's pretty big, isn't it?
Wall is pretty big.
If I'm in the driver's seat, I'm going for small fry. I'm looking for things that I can just run over.
Okay.
Let's do some strafing runs.
Go ahead and make a straight check. I feel like none of your skills are really driving skills, so we'll just call it a straight check. What'd you roll, Matt?
Would that count as an attack? Like I use my fair? Or
yeah, sure.
Okay, I guess that's a +1.
+1. The wall cannot defend, so you do hit it, and the weapon does. The weapon does a certain amount of damage, and the wall has a certain amount of defense that kind of cancel each other. Auto damage and automatic defense. You manage to blow a hole in it, and it just like shrapnel goes flying everywhere and starts raining down on the enemy troops that are currently guarding the wall.
Can I do a self-compelled crazed caffeine addict to take the L and get a fate point?
Absolutely. So you start
kind of like
you're getting past the snow and you're into the lava, and like the heat and the caffeine, and it turns out the weapon you got is actually full of coffee, and you just take another swig, and it causes you to veer off course, and one of the guys was just like, ah! All right, you guys are getting very close to the wall, although Maximus, the dragon you're on top of, you have your hands on it. How are you going to try to control this dragon, Mr. Transformer riding a dragon?
Put it on the head.
He's just going
to fire breath. But do it! Do the thing!
He's just going to bop.
This is a light pop. Do it!
Lightly bonk the dragon.
Lightly bonk the dragon. I am going to offer you a fate point, because what you're doing is a big gamble. It's a big risk. I'm going to offer you a fate point, and the dragon's going to breathe fire. It's not going to go the way you want, though.
Okay.
All right, so take a fate point, and the fire cuts you, creates the dragon breathes fire. It creates this line just behind the tank that you two are in, basically cutting you off from your allied forces.
Wow. Isn't that nice?
Do that! I got to do that!
Why? Maybe we should be aiming this thing at him.
All right. At this point, the Titanic mech is stomping ever closer, and it is now casting a shadow over you, even though you are still hundreds of feet from the wall, and it is further on the other side of that wall. At this point, I'm going to make a general check for all the forces surrounding, trying to take down your tank. Could someone roll for the tank, unless you want to do something active as a defense? You're rolling against a 4.
I'll do it.
Okay. That was a bit horrible.
Yeah.
Whoop.
2.
I don't know how that happens. 2. Alright. The tank does take 2 wear, which actually, all things considered, not that bad. The tank has a lot of wear. Stress. Not wear. Stress. I'm getting things confused with my own system.
Stressing out the tank, man.
So yeah,
Stop it.
The tank is starting to whine and groan. It's not taking any real important damage, just dents and that sort of thing. But if this keeps up, something is going to happen, and you're still ways away from it. What are we doing next?
Are we already? Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Are we still coming up on the? We're still coming up on the wall. Is the hole that we blasted through big enough for people to go through?
Yeah.
Okay, then we're good there. So you said that the dragon blew fire behind us on the tank, which means it's got to be pretty close to the ground, right?
Yeah, it did fly down when he bonked on the head to make the line of fire. Although it does have a range of like 40 feet on that fire breath.
Okay. Can I try shooting it with the cannon?
Sure.
Cool.
I'm on here, you asshole.
So for anybody who's just joining us, because I noticed that we have a couple extra viewers, an ODST is in a tank piloted by a gentleman detective. It is currently a World War II German tank piloted by a gentleman detective. Is now using that tank to shoot a dragon that is currently being ridden by a transformer.
That's me.
As they are on their way,
Maximus.
as they're on their way to a D&D style wall to mount a defense against a gigantic mech that makes the dragon look like a parrot. That is our situation. All right, what's the attack?
1 + 1.
Cool. Just absolute miss. It just kind of like, woo, dodges and weaves, and the show goes
down, be like, I'm up here. You guys left me.
All right, Maximus, what are you doing? Or actually, I think the gentleman's detective is actually next.
Are we already going like basically full speed, or is there another gear I could kick?
You can kick in. The main thing is actually terrain. Limiting factor is the terrain. It would require some pretty good driving skills to go at full speed through this terrain.
Could driving skills fall under the purview of sleight of hand?
I'll allow it. Because this game is insane anyway.
I don't think that. I think you're talking about the wrong system at this point.
What?
So that's a +3.
Nice.
That's a success with a spin.
That sucks, but in a good way.
The more I get the hang of it, the more I realize this may not be a Bentley or any of those nice cars, but it's getting a decent run on it. Just had to get my bearings.
At this point, you're going so fast. So you do get the aspect speedy tank that you can invoke for free at some point.
I don't think this is a car.
What? All right, Maximus. You got the dragon to breathe fire. It didn't do what you wanted, But you got the dragon to breathe fire. What are you up to now?
I'm going to do a strafing run. I'm going to like do a wide circle and try to use my laser cannon to like blast a path for them through the enemies.
Okay. It's going to require 2 checks. 1, you're going to make a check against the dragon to steer it in the right direction. And then 2, you're going to make your attack. Okay?
Okay. It's a -1. But I don't know.
I don't know. Does this dragon?
I don't know.
You could use a fate point for that. Do you want your average skill to be? Dragon wrangling seems way too specific. Animal handling.
Creature handling.
Creature handling. Sure. And so that's an average. So that's a total of 0. If you want to spend a fate point, you can play it till the end because you are repeating the action of last turn, basically. Sure.
I'll do that. And keep the fate.
All right, that is exactly enough to overcome the dragon's defenses, and you manage to wrestle it in the right direction, and now you can make your attack. You're in position, the correct position to make your attack.
That was weird. That is 4.
That is 4. All right, the mounted defenses mounted a 1, so you succeed with a spin. So we'll call that spin air superiority that you can use next turn. The dragon is now having trouble not doing what you say. It seems to be more of a more bestial sort of dragon that kind of just goes to the more dominant person. So at the moment, that's you. And it will more or less listen to what you're doing. It's not going to perfectly listen to all your orders, but you don't have to struggle with it that hard in future rounds. Okay, at this point, you guys are tumbling towards the wall, tumbling or flying towards the wall, and this mech that looks like it would consider the wall a Lego is stomping towards it. It will be there shortly after you are, but it looks like you'll get there first.
Yeah.
Do we have any sort of earthly recollection of how we might have even a chance of dealing any sort of damage to this thing?
That's a very good question.
I'm gonna have everyone make another. Now that this thing is getting close enough that it is looming over you and turning day into night, everyone's gonna make another mental defense against fear.
I don't remember whether my mental defense was good or great.
I think.
Or nonchalance. What was the nonchalance?
It was nonchalance.
Okay.
I think.
There wasn't enough room for me to write everything.
You could have used this over here. That's alright. I think it was nonchalance though.
Yeah, that was your mental.
Matters. Okay, we're gonna call it that one then. It was +2.
+2. And Dutch.
It's +4 because of my military training.
And Maximus.
0.
It rolled a 6.
Ooh.
So take mental stress equal to that. Now, so we'll start with the 0. You take 6 mental stress. Do you have any mental stress currently?
Not currently.
Okay, so you take, and it maxes. You take 2, and then you take a moderate consequence. Dutch, what did you roll?
I got a +4.
Okay. So you take 2, but it rolls over to the 3 because the 2's already taken off, right?
Oh, I just put that in.
Oh, you just put that in. And what did Montgomery roll?
+2.
+2. So you take 4 mental stress. Right, that's what it was. The hyper awareness was the stress. The nonchalance was the defense.
So what is my consequence?
Your consequence is shaking in your gears.
I like it.
And now that we're about to enter the final phase, anyone who had got a consequence in the last phase can take a fate point back. Not if I had a giant robot.
Can I invoke my own trouble? Is that how that works?
Yeah, you can compel yourself.
Okay.
As it is coming upon us, I want to get out of the tank and try and kind of stare the thing down. See if there are any, like, if I can see any access ports, gateways, portals, like by the feeder shins, something where someone could go into it.
Alright, I can see you rolling your hyper awareness for that.
That would be a +6.
I rolled a -1. You succeed with significant spin. You take it not just based off of, hey, this is what I can see. You also think about what would people need to maintain a mech of this size, and you're not an engineer, but you do know that engineers need access, and for something as big, they would probably need entire walkways to get around to maintain it. As such, you create not a perfect map, but you create a pretty good mental map of what people would need to get around in this giant robot. So we'll call it the mental map aspect. It is sticky. That means you guys can, for the rest of this next scene, you guys can just invoke that for free if it's relevant. So Montgomery is now giving you a rundown of this. By the way, Dutch, you realize that you can transmit to the transformer up there. That's how you guys are.
That was my next question. Can I like grab the nearest ally and take their radio and start explaining these things to like every open channel I can get my hands on?
German take, and we're talking to the allies.
Well, the problem with that is that you guys were cut off from your allied forces, but you do have an ODST guy with you who does have the equipment to broadcast such a thing.
So that basically I want to get as many people aware as possible that there are openings.
And even as you do it, the fire, even as you put that message out, the fire that the dragon lit is dying down, so forces are behind you. They're just going to be a couple of rounds behind you. With that in mind, Transformer on a dragon, an ODST, and a German tank. What are y'all doing?
Any opening I see, I want to try to make bigger. Can I try to fire the gun again at the lowest part of the leg that I can see?
Absolutely. So
awesome.
This is gonna be a create an advantage of it's the same skill, but it's gonna be a create an advantage because you're basically trying to create better access.
So a 1 +1.
+1 total?
Yeah.
You fire it, and it there's wear and tear, and there's cracking, but it also makes the area very hot and smoky. You basically just blow a hole in his foot where you can kind of see where the toenail should be. There's a hatch, the big toenail. That's like one of the main hatch ports. And you blow it open. You blow it open. It's open. It doesn't make it any bigger for other people to access it, though.
Okay.
Alright.
That's
not where I'd put a hatch, but whatever.
It's a very large being. Machine.
Toenail wouldn't be on my bingo list of like where the hatch is. But
it's low to the ground.
It works. It's funny. I like it.
It's low. I didn't do it because it was funny. I did it because it's low to the ground. Okay.
It's funny. I like it. I'm not complaining. I'm just like, well, it's not.
What are you doing, Maximus?
So how fast are his feet moving? Like how long is its gait?
Its gait. Let's see. If the wall is a Lego to it, its feet is probably its gait is probably about a little over a kilometer.
Okay. So it moves a kilometer at a time. How long does it take for 1 foot to reach the ground? Like, if it lifts up, how long does it take for it to get to the other?
A solid 10 seconds.
Okay. So it leaves us not much room to negotiate to move in there. I am going to invoke my gambling addiction.
Oh no.
Go for broke. And I'm gonna go straight for its face and try to blind it.
Okay. Roll your attack. Physical attack, charging with a dragon.
Ooh. 7.
Wow. Okay, I thought I rolled well. All right, you succeed with a spin. So you slam into it. You also have air superiority if you want to invoke that for free.
Yes.
Okay. You slam into it, and the dragon, in a frenzy, starts tearing it open, and it opens up, and there is a 12-foot man in black armor inside the head, and he just has his arms. He has his arms in the control over a control panel, and he looks up at you very calmly.
How does Burning Fate work? Can I do something with that?
Burning Fate?
I don't know how my fate tokens work.
Oh, you just spent one. So whenever you spend you spent one on your gambling addiction. So that causes one to go away.
Oh. Can I use it to attack him? Guy inside with my laser cannon.
No, that was your turn. He is going to kind of glare at the dragon, and he's going to make an intimidation check against the dragon. The dragon's eyes, pupils, just about vanish, and it's gonna try to buck you off. So you can make a physical defense against a 3.
That is 1. That's a 2.
Okay, you are.
No, that's a 1.
That's a 1. You are thrown at the man's feet, and he is now standing over you. As a reminder, what?
I could have done dodge. That still wouldn't have helped, though.
-1 plus 3 is a 2, and I rolled a 3. Yeah, no. You are now sprawling at this man's feet, and he is standing over you. A man with the power to move this entire mech and cow a dragon. Montgomery, what are you doing?
How far away are we from the thingy now?
You guys are there at this turn. You guys are basically. You are at the feet of it. What are you doing?
I'm gonna get out of the tank and run for the nearest access point.
Okay. So you throw the tank. You stop the tank, I assume, before you jump out.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you are able to get to it because it was actually blown open. You can actually slide in without too much issue. It is not big enough for Maximus, but I guess that's not an issue at the moment.
I will follow suit.
As soon as I am in it, I am going to make my way up as fast as possible while doing as much random, total reckless disregard for anything damage as I can.
Okay. You can either make a physical attack or some sort of mental intelligence check. Just tell me what skill you're using, if you have it.
I think I'm going to use hyper awareness again, just paying attention, like looking to see, like all of those follow the cord puzzles start coming to mind, like trying to figure out what wires should be pulled or what chains need to be cut.
I like it. Okay, so you're gonna pull what? You're just gonna pull random wires.
Start pulling wires.
And you're just gonna focus on ones you think look the most important.
Mm-hmm. That is a +5.
Nice.
That's good. I rolled +3. So yeah, you start tearing it down. +3. Yep. Okay.
I'm gonna also use a fate point to tag "There's always a logical answer" to add 2 to it.
Okay, that gives it a mild consequence.
Yeah.
We're gonna call it consequence random malfunctions. So you start tearing apart, and light starts flashing, and then you hear a woo 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 woo.
This is the most insane drug trip of my entire life. Clearly something needs to happen here, and if I get hurt, I'm just gonna wake up, right? So we'll be fine. And I bang another pipe.
Pathogen detected. Move to intercept and eliminate. A bunch of tiny robots are now swarming around you guys. Matthew, what are you doing? They're floating. They kind of look like smaller versions of the Imperial probe droids, but they're like smaller, but they still have that basic round thing with a bunch of tendrils coming out the bottom.
I'm gonna try to shoot them, I guess. Yeah, I will do that.
Rapid fire batarang.
Okay.
Just reroll that whole thing.
Oh, okay. Dang it! I would have been a +3. That's my fault for stacking.
Oh!
You got
So
you got
6.
opposite ends of the impossible. Like you never see those rolls.
You did twice.
Yep.
Plus
+6.
I would have had a +3.
+6, and they rolled a 1. You tear through them. They are barely an issue as you guys make your way up through this thing.
I got your back, Montgomery.
So that does not give it another because its immune system robots are not part of the robot. That does do wear to the or stress to the overall robot. But you guys are making your way through. Maximus, you are currently at the head of it and sprawled in front of the dark figure manning the robot. What do you think you're doing here?
To be honest, I have no idea. I didn't expect a tinier man inside the giant robot. Although you're not very tiny.
No, I am not. And unlike every other ant on this battlefield, I know why I'm here. That is my power. That is my gift. I know.
Why are you doing don't know if you heard me or not.
I didn't really. I heard you said something.
I like whispered it real loud, but I guess it's like, what are you doing here?
Conquer. I am here to conquer.
Cool.
Everything.
Ooh, not cool? I guess I should stop you?
I am interested to see your world.
Well, let's fight. Let's see who's stronger. We'll see whose ideologies work better. My gambling addiction or your need to conquer. We'll see. Let's compare our backstories and generals to the death.
Oh.
I point my laser cannon at it. I'm gonna shoot.
Okay. In response to "Let's fight," he says, "Yes, let's." Okay, go ahead and make your attack.
If it wasn't clear, I was ad-libbing.
Three.
Mm-hmm.
He you shoot at him, and he simply grabs the energy and closes his fist around it, and it absorbs into his body.
What?
And then he's going to take a step forward and simply go like this. That is a +4 versus whatever your physical defense, which is dodge, I believe.
+4, you said?
Yep. You're adding 3. He's doing 4 against it. Sorry, I should have said plus.
That is actually just 4.
Okay. So you move up. You move back against it. And you have the unsteady aspect on you. Montgomery, what's up?
Well, how are things looking? Where are we? What is it?
You guys are moving up and up, and you guys are feeling a heat. You guys might be near the energy core.
Mr. What did you say your name was over there with the big armor?
Dutch.
Dutch, nice to meet you, Mr. Dutch. Are you of the same orientation I am, where you believe that this isn't all happening in our heads?
No.
Well, my plan may pose a bit of a problem to you then.
Oh yeah.
You see, if this is all some big crazy dream or drug trip or whatever it may be, then what we do has no real consequences. But I'm not inclined to let this giant behemoth, run rampant or wherever it was going. So I was thinking perhaps some savior play with the engine or whatever this thing is might be in order. But if you don't want to follow me down that potentially deadly path, I would understand.
Well, we gotta do what we gotta do, right?
Sounds good. And I do a little twirl in my mug club and head towards the heat.
All right. Go ahead and make your hyper awareness check to see if you can find the actual fastest path towards it.
That is another +5.
Another success with a spin. You get there immediately, so we'll just say that Mr. ODST has much more time to make his next check. We'll call it time to aim or time to analyze. Basically, you're going to get a +2 just because you have more extra time to actually think about what you're doing. Nice. So you come to the core, which is Spider-Man 2. It is a sun inside of a gyroscopic arms moving around it. It is suspended about 20 feet away from the nearest walkway, which goes in a circle around it.
Are there any sort of control panels in the area?
There are. You guys walk pretty much right up to one. all completely unmarked. It is intended to be used by someone who has read the manual, effectively.
Can I use this to... Well, I don't think I have a mental... Yeah, I don't. And just like I haven't be like, tell me to conclusions for my average.
Sure, you can have like a basically just call it book smarts. You have just a little bit of book smarts. You're a soldier, but hey, you know some things.
All right. I want to look around, and I want to try to analyze exactly where we could do the most amount of damage, and actually try to yield some results.
All right, go ahead and roll your book smarts.
All right.
One.
Okay.
Because I rolled terribly, that is a success with a spin.
What?
Wow.
I rolled real bad.
What?
I rolled real bad.
Alright.
Something about fate kind of averages out my rolls a bit.
Wait, because that would have been a +3 actually, right? Because of the +2 that she gave me.
Do you want to use that +2? Or do you want to use this to stack on top of that?
I mean,
I thought that was
Might as well stack.
What? Sorry?
I thought the +2 was like it had to be used in my next action.
Sometimes that's the case. In this case, it's not. So
I guess it's
this is how you build up combo attacks in Fate. By the way, you just like everyone just keeps creating creating aspects until someone's compels them all at once, and bam.
Yeah, I won't use it. I'll just keep my roll.
Okay, so you have time to contemplate, and you have weakness identified.
Time to contemplate and weakness identified.
Maximus, this dude is got you a little unsteady, and he just kind of ate your attack.
Like literally?
No, he grabbed it.
He did say like he absorbed it, and I was like, wait.
Yeah, he grabbed it with his hand, and all right, what do you think you're gonna do?
I'm gonna try attacking him again.
Okay, which is probably a good thing. He was gonna come meet you guys in the inner workings if you hadn't done this.
Play it till the end. Just keep doing it.
All right.
That gives me a +2.
Yeah, and it costs a fate point. Have you been keeping track of your fate points?
I have one left.
Okay. Oh wow.
That's 3, 7, 9, 10. No, 10. Is it +3 or +2?
+2.
Okay,
So
that's 9.
3, 7. Yeah, you rolled a 9, and he rolled. Now he has a high defense. He has a 4. His attack's higher. But he rolled -2. So
I see you doing that over there.
that's 7. That's 7. You deal a moderate consequence to him. He takes the hit, and he just so he takes the hit, and he tries to hold it back, and he slides back. And then one of his arm, you see cracks go up his arm, and his armor shatters all along it, and you see actually a surprisingly thin, pale, sickly arm underneath the armor. And he snarls and is going to make a counterattack by simply smashing his hands together, and his hands together, and a wave of dark energy just kind of comes out, and when it hits you, it wraps around you. That is a +4, except you're unsteady still, so he's going to invoke that and make it a +6. You can defend with dodge.
Oh, and that's a 2.
Okay, you take 4 physical stress, which wait, car surgery. I got dodging car surgery mixed up.
Then that's 1. I got 1.
Okay. Well, you're good. You're good. You took some stress, and you know if you take another hit like that again, it's gonna hurt. You're already shaking in your gears. He's gonna use your fear against you, and he's gonna invoke that as well. Actually, you're gonna take a mild consequence of loose bolts. You can only take up to a severe, so you only got 1 more consequence before you're gonna get taken out. All right. Back in the engine room.
This is a one-shot. I don't care if I die. That's just, yeah. I'm not emotionally attached to this character just yet.
I want to see if I can create one more advantage for Dutch, because he's going to have to be the one taking the shot.
Okay. What are you looking for?
So
I am fully of the belief that this is all just a dream and like that have no regard for like health and safety. So I am looking for a way that potentially my injury to myself may be of benefit to destroying the robot.
Okay. You can go ahead and make your hyper awareness.
I am going to use my last little guy here, create my final aspect. I'm gonna call it Big Damn Heroes. And try again.
Reroll or +2?
Reroll. So that is a +4 total.
+4.
Give me that.
I rolled a 0. I will also kind of... So, you realize... You realize that there is a there is a hidden control panel behind the one with all the buttons, but it is lower. It is past the railing, and you have to climb down a ladder, and it gets you pretty damn close to to that energy field. When you follow it and hit the button, it causes the panel, the control panel that you guys were looking at, to lower. And then a platform comes over it and then extends past it over your head, basically trapping you down there, but allowing Dutch to get closer to make his shot.
All on you, my good sir. I'm about to wake up with the worst damn hangover I've ever had.
All right, Dutch, what are you doing?
Okay. I accidentally deleted the information in my extras. I know I had the weakness identified, and then the second one.
You have 3 aspects to invoke here, so you're gonna get a +6 to whatever you roll.
Okay. All right. I'm going to look at the spot I think is weak. I'm like, all right, right there. That looks like a good spot to shoot, and take my shot.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Okay, so 7.
Let's see, it's a +1 to the batarangs. That makes it 3 plus the 6, so 9. And something about this game, I rolled a -2.
Holy cannoli!
11.
Finally found Edward's kryptonite.
And you said you didn't like fate.
I still don't, but,
You shoot above the core, and you manage to knock one of the gyroscopes out, and they collapse into the core, both crushing it and providing it with energy to explode outward. You guys can make one last defense. However, it is against a It is against a 12.
Oh.
I have no fate points. That is physically impossible for me to do.
2,
It depends on how much damage you take, though.
5. No.
It's gonna be a +1 for me.
Okay, I got a +4.
With your
+3,
energy.
sorry, +3. Yeah, my bad.
+3. Okay, so we'll go with the
Hooray!
the +3 first. 3, no, 12, or what did I say?
You said 12.
So 12. So you take 9 physical stress. Stress is the correct word.
Okay.
And you have 2. So so you can knock out. We hit the 2. That brings it down to 11. And then you have mild, moderate, and severe is 12. You okay? Okay, so I know that much. Montgomery. What'd you roll?
I rolled a +1.
So 11. And
That's not good.
you already have your weak arm, right?
Yep.
So 2, 10. Okay. And all the way up in the top, the shockwave rolling up to you.
I really hope we all die. That would be the best way for this to end.
What is wrong with you?
I think that'd be hilarious.
Maximus.
I accept it.
What'd you roll, Maximus?
Except your fate.
4. Yeah.
4?
I got a 4.
All right, a 4. You rolled a, okay, 3. 4, 8, 6.
I have to take this
So,
other one.
so the explosion ripples outward. The metal turns up against you. You are being forced back as hot metal is pressed into your back. It erupts outwards and you go flying. The explosion goes chain reacts throughout the entire robot, and you and the dark figure also go flying. He goes flying faster than you and just gets flung back in the direction that he came from, and you all come crashing to the ground, landing on your backs. All of you have all of your consequences filled. It's going to take months of recovery, but you are all alive. Barely.
Someone call the mill or just...
So you guys are now standing, lying in this wasteland. And the woman that talked to you first kind of steps up to you. It's just like, I'll be damned. You all actually did it.
Why have I not woken up yet?
Oh, you'll wake up in a few days. But good news is, once you go back through the gate, you'll be exactly where you left off. So maybe stick around here until you're recovered, so there are no questions. How's that sound?
It sounds like an amenable conversation.
Did we get a bed?
You guys get a bed. You guys get so much medical treatment.
a truck lift.
Eventually, you guys get a feast with
Oil. Hot.
you get a feast with Isaac and his Isaac from Dead Space on one side and Asa on the other. You guys actually end up staying here for months and witnessing several more skirmishes before it's like before you are ready to go back through the gate. But you do. You return back to that moment you left, which for Dutch, you're going right back into another battle. For Maximus, you are back at a card table, and for Montgomery, you're trying to remember.
I tell you, this is why Dr. Nesbitt was the killer, and don't worry about the scar. It was there the whole time, you just missed it.
I'm feeling lucky. I'm definitely gonna split those 9s.
Shut up.
And it might take a while for you to convince yourself that was a fever dream. It sticks out for a while, but eventually you guys do go back to your normal lives, almost as though it had never happened. And that's the end.
Woo!
Alright.
That was
All the
Mr.
fun
Manny.
ones got taken out.
now
Now I
want
want to actually play Calio somewhere.
Just
A female Benoit Blanc.
I
I gotta figure out a game to play
her.
her.
All right.
That was fun. A little frustrated at first. I felt really dumb, but
We
I
got
felt
rolling.
very dumb.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
rolling very literally.
We're all very dumb.
I will. I'm exhausted.
Yeah,
It's
time
time
Me
for bed.
too.
Thank you everybody for joining, both the three of you and for anyone who joined the stream. Sunday, I believe Ms. Liz will be streaming something.
Probably Stardew Valley if we're being honest.
Monday, I will be streaming Jedi Fallen Order, and I think next Friday we might be doing the game that I made. Finally picking up the third session after about a month hiatus. 2 sessions in a month hiatus, not great. But we'll get back to it, and I kind of want to show you guys Soulhaven. I like Soulhaven. So yeah, we'll see you all later. Everyone take care of yourself. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.